Malaysia has indicated that it hasn't gone soft with drug trafficking offenders, even as it plans to lift the mandatory death sentence. Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad said the word mandatory is being removed from legislation to allow judges the choice to either impose the death sentence or imprisonment of not less than 10 years.
Under current laws, an accused found guilty of trafficking a certain amount of drugs will be handed the death penalty. Melissa Goh explains what's behind the change.
Now, Malaysia's strict laws against possession and trafficking of drugs. Now, the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 regulates the import, export, manufacture, sale and use of them. Now, under Section 39B, those in possession of 15 grams or more heroin or morphine, or 200 grams or more cannabis, or 40 grams or more cocaine, or 1 kilogram or more opium will receive the mandatory sentence of death by hanging. Now, legal experts say it was Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad who brought in mandatory death penalty during his term in office as Prime Minister in 1985. Now, more than 30 years on, he's abolishing it, returning the discretion for judges to decide. But speaking in Putrajaya on Tuesday, Dr. Mahathir emphasized the need for harsh punishment in order to send a strong message to drug traffickers.
Hukum penjara, tapi tidak boleh kurang daripada 10 tahun. Because we think this is a serious business yang perlu kita kenakan hukuman yang berat.
Malaysia's de facto law minister, Liew Bui Keong, plans to table a bill to remove mandatory death penalty for 11 serious crimes, including murder and armed robbery. And he said the condition for judges to exercise discretion to spare someone from being hanged for drugs is just too restrictive. Now, under the law, the accused must prove that he or she has cooperated fully with authorities to disrupt the drug trafficking activities.
The 4 conditions that gave the judge the discretionary powers are too limited.
Now, while Dr. Mahathir's government, in removing the mandatory death sentence, is fulfilling its electoral promises to the people, the Bar Council has welcomed the move.
What Malaysia is doing is perhaps leading the way or showing the way that we are moving away from mandatory sentencing. Having the death penalty there, the mandatory death penalty, has been shown not to have worked as a deterrent to stop people from committing this offence.
And there are more than 1,200 convicts currently on death row in Malaysia, and the government has yet to decide whether the law will be retrospective in its enforcement. Now, each case, sources said, is likely to be reviewed on its own merit. Now, there's currently a moratorium or a stay on all the executions. Melissa Goh, CNA, Kuala Lumpur.